Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cassie and my channel is all about helping you start a print-on-demand business on Etsy. Print-on-demand is what has allowed me to quit my job and am now a full-time Etsy seller, Amazon seller, and now a YouTuber. So if any of that interests you, go ahead and like and subscribe for more videos like this. Today I want to go over the top 5 mistakes that I see new print-on-demand sellers making on Etsy. This week I've been doing a lot of shop reviews, and these are 5 of the biggest things that I've pretty much told almost everyone. So I thought I'd make a quick video and hopefully this will help a lot of you as well. I do have a link in the description for my shop review if you'd like to purchase that for a more personalized advice on your exact shop and your listings. Again, it will be down in the description. The first mistake that I see a lot of new sellers making is they are taking a little bit too much inspiration from other people's designs and accidentally copying them. I don't think most people think they're doing it. They're kind of imagining that they're changing it just enough. But my best advice is if you think that yours is even a little bit similar to the person that you kind of got your inspiration from, you might be copying too much. Because if someone already has a bestseller and 20 in the cart and a bunch of reviews, if you make a listing that looks a lot like theirs, yours is going to be lower down on the search results, not have any reviews, and so you're not likely to get sales since there's already something that looks like that on the first page. My best recommendation is to try and pull inspiration from a completely different niche when you're making designs. That way you can try and get something that's already proven to sell, you know, a certain color palette or certain font choices together, but in this new niche that nothing looks like that in, and I think you'll find a lot more success in that. I will link my video below of the video I did on how to make best-selling designs and some different layouts that you can try yourself, so check that out if you haven't seen it already. I'll also link it up here for you. The second biggest mistake that I see new sellers making on print-on-demand with Etsy is not understanding trademarks and copyright. Without fail, someone always forgets to check for a trademark and then they get a trademark infringement. And you can only get so many of those before you lose your shop. So do not undervalue this. The way trademarks work is if you use any words on your shirt, in your title, in your description, in your tags, that is trademarked for shirts, then you will get a violation if someone comes and reports you, and you really don't want to have to deal with that. So every time you're even thinking about making a new design, go to uspto.gov and check to see if it's trademarked. If it's not, go ahead and make it, but if it is, don't even try to get close. It's just not worth it. You can change enough words around to get the same idea across most of the times without using that exact words. And then when you find your title and your tags, make sure to go back again and check all of those for trademarks, because you'd be surprised at how many single words are trademarked, like the word onesie. You can't use that in your title or your tags since that is a branded word. So make sure to be checking those. And then there's also copyright. So copyright infringements are when you're using someone else's intellectual property. So you can get these, you know, if you're using too close to a copy of someone else's design, like I said in the first mistake, and so you want to try and be careful of those. You don't want to copy someone exactly because you can get a copyright infringement. And then you also, you know, just as it's good to mention, on Etsy, you see a lot of trademarked things like Disney and Harry Potter and Friends, and you're like, oh, well, all these people are selling those. That doesn't mean it's safe. It just means they haven't been caught yet, or they bought a license to sell those. So don't take that as your sign that you should sell them as well, even though they make people money. The third biggest mistake that I see new shops making is using bad mockups. So this can be a couple of different ways, whether that is just using Printify or Printful's, just basic mockups. Trust me, those don't do the shirt any justice. They're actually cuter in person. Don't use those. Even when I've seen a lot of people buy one pretty mockup and use that as their thumbnail, but then keep the Printify mock-ups in there as well. Just delete those. My best recommendation is do 1, 2, or 3 mock-up photos of the color that you're using and a size chart, and that's it. Don't keep those ugly Printify ones. There's really no point. They just make your shirt look bad, so delete those. Or when people do buy pretty mock-ups, sometimes the design's a little hard to read, and so they'll zoom in so far on the thumbnail that you can't even actually see the gorgeous mock-up that you purchased. So if you're finding yourself zooming in really far in your thumbnails, you probably need to start making bigger, bolder, easier to read shirts, because if you can't easily read it when you're scrolling through the search results, no one's going to buy it. So make sure to make your designs nice and bold, and maybe zoom in a little bit on your thumbnails if it looks cute, but try and keep zoomed out so you can actually see the gorgeous mock-up that you purchased. The last mistake I see on mock-ups is not having the design placed just right. Be wary of buying any mock-ups that things are tilted if that's not something that you think you are good at, because if the shirt's tilted a little bit this way and you tilt your design this much and you can kind of tell that it's not straight on, then that looks cheap and fake. So spend a lot of time making sure that you center it just right and you're not too close to the collar. Make it down low where the shirt design's actually going to be, and just really pay attention and lower the opacity. So do some research on how to make great mock-ups and really spend some time on this. Mistake number 4 that I see new sellers making is not spending enough time doing research for their SEO. They'll do a couple good search terms, but then they'll kind of make up the rest. Don't do that. You never know what search term is going to get you all of the sales. If you run out of ideas and you're like, oh, cute women's shirt, you want to really try and think in the eyes of the customer what they would type in to find a shirt, or what kind of gift someone would want to buy to find that shirt, or other versions. I know in my video where I was doing the examples for showing you how to make listings on Printify. That was my previous video, so go back and watch them if you haven't, because I actually show you how to find a design, how to make a design, how to find the SEO, and how to list it. And that one I did a Mother's Day shirt, and then I added in some grandma SEO as well. So you want to kind of think outside of the box on other words that you can put in that listing for it to get found in other search results, because a mom shirt is also for grandmas, but you want to come up in both of those search results. So make sure to really take your time, because search engine optimization, which is your title and your tags, is how you get found, and that is arguably the most important thing you can do to help your business. Is really spend some time making sure that you cover all the bases and find some big keywords, some little keywords, some small niches, some big niches, all in one listing, so that way you can come up in the results. And then number 5, the last biggest mistake that I see a lot of new sellers making in their shops for print on demand is using really bright neon colors on their designs. And I think people do this because when you go to design, you get to go to that little color wheel and pick what color you want, but all of those are so bright. And not a lot of shirt designs have these bright electric blues and these neon yellows and these bright vibrant pinks. A lot of t-shirt designs, if you look, really have more muted colors on them. And so my best recommendation is to actually Google color palettes for the design that you're looking at. If you're making Western themed shirts, look up Western color palettes. If you're making plant lover shirts, look up plant color palettes or green color palettes. There's so many different color palettes that you can get off of line, that you can make different ombre patterns. If you watched my how to make designs video, I showed you how to put a couple words all in a row and make each one a different color. If you look up nice gradient palettes, those can be perfect to pull colors from. And then all of the colors in your design actually coordinate. You don't have to overthink it. They look great together. And you even can take screenshots of listings that you like on Etsy and pull out the colors they used. Obviously, you never want to copy someone's total design, but you can take their color palette and save that for yourself as inspiration to put into your own designs. So don't make clip art shirts where they're super bright and super crazy. You want to use nice, more muted colors. I think those do so much better on t-shirts. Comment down below if you have any other advice or big mistakes that you see other Etsy sellers making, or if you have questions for me. I do answer every single YouTube comment right now, so chat with me there if you like. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos like these, and we'll see you in the next one. And so my best mark could have been